All right, good afternoon. Well, excuse me. Good evening, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster Cameron back here once again, and we give you guys a live update on this very, very small tornado warning that is in place. We're going to go over the latest in just a little bit. For the rest of the overnight hours here, Derek has decided to go ahead and go to sleep because he does have work 5 o'clock in the morning. So I will be here during the overnight hours, keeping you guys updated in terms of any kind of warnings or anything like that here. So I'll be here keeping you guys updated during that. But we do have this tornado warning here. It's very, very, very small tornado warning here. We're going to go over this, the same storm that we've been tracking coming from Dumas at this point here. So tornado warning for northeastern. Okay, so there's a new tornado warning that just got issued. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. There's a brand new tornado warning that just got issued. It's going to be right through here. So tornado warning for southern Phillips County and eastern Arkansas is going to go to 11:15 now. The small tornado warning, is going to go until 11 o'clock as well. So we're going to watch the situation closely. This is the exact same storm that's just been trending over the same area over the last couple of hours here, coming from southeastern Arkansas up through Dumas, coming up towards the Mississippi River here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to our velocity real quickly here. So memory for just a bit. And we're going to get this information for you guys here, okay? So this is the latest. There is the area of rotation right in here, and this is the same setup that we've been talking about over the last couple of hours here. You know, these brief, spin-up type tornadoes, what we call the QLCS tornadoes, and this is what we got. So right there on Highway 44, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to you and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. So this is going to be relatively rural area out here. I know this is a snow lake out here, very, very rural area out here. This is east of Gillette and north and east of Watson. This is to the west of Duncan as well. It's like right there on the Mississippi River. So this is something they're gonna have to watch closely. This is gonna go into Mississippi. So we're gonna kind of track this as it leaves out of Arkansas. I'm gonna be going over the latest information and stuff like that. We are looking at computer model guidance, and there could be yet another round of thunderstorms coming in during the overnight hours. I don't think it's going to be as intense as these storms that we're dealing with right now, because these storms are working to get rid of the instability in the atmosphere. But we will have another round of storms coming in as we get towards the overnight hours, and we'll go all over that here in just a little bit after we get this tornado warning off the board. So we've got this one we're watching. I'd watched the one down there in the Shade County as well. This one right in here is going to be capable of producing a tornado as well. I'm getting a lot of reports, by the way, outside of this area. I've got a report 3 miles northwest of El Dorado. We've got thunderstorm wind damage, tree down on houses on Angus Road. So that's something that we're watching closely, guys. We're getting a lot of reports in and stuff like that. So tornado warning for southern Phillips County and eastern Arkansas until 11:15 this evening here, okay? That's going to be the biggest thing at this point. We also have another report coming out of just south of Star City, fire department rescue. Of course, thunderstorm wind damage, tree was knocked down and partially fell onto a home. I hope they are okay. But that's going to be the biggest thing here, guys. So make sure that you are taking these severe thunderstorm warnings seriously. I'm seeing a lot of tree damage reports, thunderstorm wind damage reports, and stuff like that. Current power outages sit at about 10,000 at this point, and I'm going to turn this screen around, and we're going to take a look at your power outages at this time here. So power outages right now, as it stands, is going to be around 9,008 at this time here. So just kind of keep them out. A lot of people are tuning in that don't have power. We're monitoring southeastern Arkansas. The rest of the state, as of now, is relatively good to go. Let's get this severe thunderstorm out of the state at this point, and then we've had these showers, thunderstorms that are still across central and to western Arkansas here. But notice back out here towards the west, there's another area starting to get going. Now, I said before, I don't think it's going to be as severe as the first two we've dealt with all day with the multiple tornado warnings and the severe thunderstorm warnings and stuff like that. But we are going to watch for additional shower and thunderstorm development as we get towards later on tonight into the first part of your Tuesday morning here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back down here, and you're going to go to Phillips County, and there's the area of rotation fits across right over the Mississippi River. And once it goes into Mississippi, it's out of our coverage area. However, those that are along Highway 61, Clarksdale, take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to uni outside as possible, and get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this point. So there it is right in here. There's the area of rotation right there just to the east of Highway 44, south of Elaine, northwest of Duncan, north of Gunson, east of Gillette, and southeast of DeWitt, and also St. Charles at this point. So this is going to be your area right in here, and it's moving northeast here. So we're going to put a track on this real fast. And I said before, this is going to move out of our coverage area here in Arkansas. But for our folks along the Mississippi River at this point over there in western Mississippi, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately here. So that's going to be for the tornado warning. I'm going to clock it right around 55 miles per hour just to be on the safe side. And like I said before, majority of these cities are over the Mississippi River going straight into western and northwestern Mississippi. So you don't have to worry about it too much here in Arkansas. But if you know any folks that are along Highway 61 that runs along the Mississippi River in western Mississippi, they do need to be taking their tornado precautions immediately at this current time here. Also, I am going to watch this storm down here in DeShay County. This one has broad rotation once again, north and west of Arkansas City, north of McGee, south of Watson, just to the west of Highway 1 at this point in DeShay County. Right now, it does show a brief rotation in here. I don't know if they're going to pull the tornado warning trigger or not, but if you know anyone on Highway 1 or near Rosedale or near Benoit, they need to be seeking your tornado precautions immediately. So there's the area of rotation right in here. We're going to clear that other track off, and we're going to put a track on this one here. So there's your track right here, and we're going to put a track right there, and it's going to move to the east. I'm going to clock it right around 55 miles per hour because these storms are moving that fast. And there's the track. So we're talking most of these areas are along and east of the Mississippi River. So this is quickly moving into Mississippi over the next hour or so. And I think by that point, unless we see something else with the third round of storms that we're going to be watching coming out of eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas, I think we're going to be done. But like Derek mentioned before, the biggest thing overnight is going to be the flash flooding threat. Notice we've got multiple flash flood warnings across much of southern Arkansas up to central Arkansas as well here. So keep that in mind. It's not just a tornado threat. The damaging wind threat is there as well, and also the flash flooding threat here. Remember, turn around and do not drown in these areas. We got multiple severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Once we get past this, we have a lot of storms that's coming in. It's about to get loud, and it's going to sound like severe weather. There's a lot of people that are going to be up tonight, trying to see if these storms are severe at this point. Unless there's a warning, if there's a tornado warning, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here on live. But at this moment, there's no severe thunderstorm warnings for central Arkansas, northern Arkansas, or southern Arkansas, or western Arkansas. All your warnings right now are along and just to the east of the Mississippi River in southeastern Arkansas. So keep that in mind at this point. It's going to sound very, very, very loud overnight. I'm telling you straight up right now, it's going to sound very loud overnight tonight. It doesn't mean that it's severe. It just means that it is a very strong thunderstorm. If there's a warning that goes out, I will be here. We'll have radar updates throughout the night, stuff like that. We're fully prepared to stay up all night, so don't worry about us. But the biggest thing is making sure you have a game plan ready to go, especially for our folks over there in eastern Arkansas. We're still watching southern and southeastern Arkansas throughout the overnight hours. We're 21 watches in effect until 3 a.m. Tonight and into the early part of your Tuesday morning here. So there's a tornado watch. Matter of fact, this one over here is till 3. The one up here in northeastern Arkansas that does include the Memphis area is until 4 o'clock this evening here. So we're going to zoom back down to the tornado warning itself. This one, I said before, is right over on Snow Lake. It's supposed to go into Phillips County here. It's coming out, it's coming out of southern Phillips County, and it's going to be moving into the Mississippi River area, and it's going to be going over into Mississippi. Clarksdale, anyone along 61 at this point, Ferris Point, you need to be taking your tornado precautions, get away from windows, put as many walls to you in the outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately. Down here, this has become more broadened out. I think this is mainly a damaging wind threat now versus a tornado threat, which is awesome when in terms of talking about the tornado threat, but it's not so awesome when we're talking about the damaging wind threat, which I've seen a whole lot of reports across the board. And I do believe they have canceled the tornado warning for DeShay County. So let me double check this real fast. Let me go ahead and take a look. So the tornado warning still remains in effect for southern Phillips County until 11:15, but the one in DeShay County has been allowed to expire. So that one's off the board at this current point here, okay? So at this time, let's see here, power outages are skyrocketing once again. We're back up to 9,993, which give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to update this. Give me 1 second. It should be somewhere over here. Okay, there it is. So we're gonna try to update this real fast. And give me 1 second, Arkansas. Let me see if I can get this going at this point. So give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can get this going here. But right now the power outages are sitting, I know it says 10,000 down there, which I'm trying to update right now here. Right now we're sitting at 9,993 customers without power at this time here, which is very, very concerning for those that are, especially in southeastern Arkansas, in terms of getting warnings and all the other stuff here. So those that don't have power, make sure that they're able to get warnings throughout the overnight hours here. If you have like a cell phone sitting on something like that, and your neighbors don't, there's a tornado warning. You know, take the ownership and say, hey, there's tornado warning coming our way. Don't be selfish about it, because a lot of people don't have phones and stuff like that down there. When the power goes out, their phone dies and stuff like that. So make sure that you're staying alert with the warnings and stuff like that. Tornado warning gets issued, your area's out of power, and you get the alert. Try to warn as many people as possible, because you'll be helping saving lives at that point as well. So there's the power outage around 9,993. Tornado warning still remains in effect down up here in Phillips County until 11:15 at this point. There's a severe thunderstorm warning as well. It's going to go for tornado possible. It's going to go to 11 o'clock, and it's going to move into Mississippi. So this threat is quickly moving into Mississippi at this current time here. There's the area of rotation right there. I mean, right there along the Mississippi River at this point. If you know anyone that is just to the east of the Mississippi River, that's Clarksdale and Ferris Point. Okay. Okay, so now we have a new severe thunderstorm warning I want to talk to you guys about. Let me go ahead and take a look at this real fast. And this one, let me see here, is going to be right, I believe, in the same area at this point. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be in the same area at this point up here in northeastern Arkansas. Not northeastern Arkansas, western Arkansas here. That one's going to go from Monroe County at this point. So mainly 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail with that one. Let me double-check and make sure it's not torpause with that one here. So give me just 1 second and double-check and make sure that this one's not possible. So there's the severe thunderstorm warning. I do believe at this point it is not tornado possible. And it's not. It's going to go for 60-mile-per-hour winds and less than a quarter-of-an-inch hail. So that's going to be the one up there in Monroe County at this point. But the tornado warning itself still continues right in here along Mississippi River. It's going to be moving out of the area here. So if you know anyone along Highway 61, Clarksdale, Ferris Point, they need to be taking their tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. Now, I'm going to talk about the other areas across the state right now. So like I said before, I know a lot of people are storm weary. The nerves have really been skyrocketed today, because a lot of people, were expecting a full-blown tornado outbreak and stuff like that. Most areas saw tornado warnings, while other areas didn't, which, like I said before, the ones that didn't are blessed. But we're still dealing with some loud thunderstorms across the area. We're still dealing with the flooding risk as well. So a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity going on across south central Arkansas. This is very, very loud activity. Cloud to ground lightning, wind gusts upwards to 40 to 50 miles per hour. Very, very loud thunderstorms coming through the area here. So make sure that make sure you're away from the windows and stuff like that here. But at this moment, none of these storms pose any risk for a tornado or high winds at this time here. Yes, they'll be producing 40 to 50 miles per hour, but for a severe thunderstorm warning, it has to be 58 or higher to be considered a severe thunderstorm at this point. So they will be producing gusty winds, but none of these storms right now pose any tornadic potential at this current time here, okay? I'm watching the one near Cleveland County right now, but I would say more of a damaging wind threat versus a tornado threat with that. this tornado warning itself for southern Phillips County, I'm going to allow that to go into Mississippi. At this point, anyone that's on 61, Clarksdale, take tornado precautions immediately. You know what to do. Get away from windows, get away from the exterior walls, and put as many walls to you on the outside as possible at this point here, okay? So, give me 1 second here. We go back over to, there it is. There's our reflectivity here, okay? So, let's take a look statewide. Let's take a look at statewide and kind of give you guys a perspective on what's going on. A lot of shower and thunderstorm activity across the state, especially across northeastern Arkansas, down into southern Arkansas as well. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Down here in southeastern Arkansas, there's that tornado warning. It's going to go for Clarksdale. But the majority of the state is relatively quiet across the board, especially across western Arkansas. Much of the state still has the shower and thunderstorm activity, but in terms of the severe threat, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, it's relatively quiet unless you're in southeastern Arkansas. So storm-wise, thunderstorms will still be expected. Like I said before, a lot of people commenting, trying to figure out, what's going on and stuff like that. Let's talk about this, and this is going to be your tornado watch. Okay, so tornado watch number 4, I believe, is going to go until 3 a.m. for southern Arkansas. I do believe this is going to get dropped before 3 a.m. because this area is being worked over a lot with a shower and thunderstorm activity. Okay, this one over here, 3 a.m. as well. That's tornado watch number 3, and then tornado watch number 5 is going to go until 4 a.m. So to kick off the new year, we've already gotten 5 tornado watches within our area to kick off the new year, guys. So very, very active start to 2023 here, okay? So this is what we got at this point. Tornado warning. We're going to let that cross over the Mississippi River. Clarksdale, you need to be seeking shelter at this point. At this current time here, I'm just kind of give you guys like a statewide view of what's going on. Now, there are some computer model guidance here, and see if I can, I may be able to kind of translate this over to this real fast here. Once that warning goes offline, then what's going to happen is I'm going to kind of show you guys the HLR, kind of give you guys a little bit of a perspective of what to expect for the rest of your evening here. But there is a lot of storms that's trying to get going. Let me see if I can get our radar back up and running. Let's go over to composite reflectivity. And this is the line over here, okay? Okay, so that's going to be severe thunderstorm warning right over here. That one just got issued. It's going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds and less than 3/4 of an inch of hail with that one here. But back to what I was saying before, there's a lot of storms trying to develop out here towards East Texas and Oklahoma. I don't think this is going to pose a tornado risk, guys. I think the tornado risk is going to really drop off, especially when we get towards late into the evening and into the overnight hours. Take this out just a little bit, and that line that's out there right now pushes through, and you just don't have the instability. The instability gets worked over by this line of storms that's coming in right now here. So what we can do for just a bit, I can take off the watch, and we can go over the instability for just a second. And let's take a look at this. So this is the current instability. As I said before, you still have to watch and wait and see what happens out here in East Texas and eastern Oklahoma, and that may translate over into Arkansas here. And this is somewhat concerning. I think your instability is attempting to try to come back. And now if that's the case, then you may have a tornado threat throughout the overnight hours, which was something we'd have to watch very closely. And you realize your instability had jumped this much over the last couple of hours here. So let's take the radar off for just a bit, and let's take a look at that here. Okay, so this is your instability at this point. Obviously, there's a tornado warning. Tornado possible right in here. It's going to go until 11 o'clock, so that's supposed to get ready to expire. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings over here as well. But notice something. This is where your instability has really dropped off in central and northeastern Arkansas. That's why the tornado watch is no longer in effect, because your instability is very, very low. Now, for these areas over here where the current tornado watch is, let's take a look at that. There's your current tornado watch here from southwestern, south central Arkansas, and southeastern Arkansas up into northeastern Arkansas. Instability is attempting to try to come back. And we're going to watch the situation closely. If we have tornado warnings during the overnight hours, I will be here, okay? Like I said, for our chief forecaster there, he goes back to work tomorrow. He's got to be up at 5 in the morning. I don't, so I'm going to be here throughout the overnight hours tonight. Can you guys update it throughout the evening and stuff like that? We're going to have our team members on here as well, kind of moderating everything here, but just be patient with this, guys. Like I said before, if there's no warning for your thunderstorm, I promise you it's not severe. It's just very, very loud. It's going to have a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of thunder. It's going to probably wake dogs up and stuff like that if you have dogs. But just that's going to be the biggest thing here. But I'm getting concerned for our folks over here in southwestern Arkansas. We'll have to wait and see. I didn't realize your instability had returned that much to that extent over the last couple of hours here. But let's go back over to our radar real fast at this given point. And there it is. So it's there for a massive amount of flash flood warnings over here. There's your tornado warning. The tornado warning that we're live for is going to go into 11:15. I do believe that this is crossing into Mississippi. Okay, this is going to cross straight into Mississippi at this point. I'm not really concerned about it being here in Arkansas and stuff like that. And I do believe they just dropped it. So the tornado warning has been dropped with this one. Let me confirm that real fast before yeah. Okay. All right. So that's going to go from Kentucky up there, and I do believe this tornado warning that was in effect has been allowed to be dropped. Let me double check and make sure of that real fast. So yeah, the tornado warning for Southern Phillips County and Central Coahoma County, which is in Mississippi, has been canceled. So that's awesome. So tornado warning has been canceled for those areas. So what we're gonna do for just a bit, I'm gonna go to the comments real fast, and I'm gonna urge everybody. I can't get to questions I can't get to every single body's question right now. I'm gonna answer a few here and there, but I can't get to everybody's question at this point. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna see if it's gonna let me switch this over here. We're gonna go over to that was severe risk for today, by the way, and ignore that header, by the way. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to number 8 real fast here, and we're gonna go over the instability. So bear with me for just 1 second. We get all this good information up. And there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it on this screen. If any warnings get issued, then what's gonna end up happening is I will switch back. But right now, I'm kind of go over the HR and stuff like that. Kind of go over the potential of seeing more thunderstorms as we get towards this evening here. Okay, so this is roughly right around about right now. I'd say about right now. This is what we got going. We go over to the 4Z real fast and see what it's doing with this. Okay, so. There's a line of storms right there coming into eastern Arkansas, and this is what it's wanting to do. It's wanting to develop even more thunderstorms across southwestern Arkansas. It's going to be a relatively long evening for you guys over here in southwestern Arkansas. So we'll watch this situation closely. Let me double check something real fast, and we're going to see if it's going to allow me to take a look at the tornado parameters and stuff like that. So while I have everybody on here, let me see here. So for some reason our YouTube is being weird. For some reason our YouTube is being weird. Okay, so thank you for that. Thank you for letting me know about the YouTube at this point here. Okay, so a lot of people are kind of asking, does it mean that we're in the clear and stuff like that? Everybody's trying to wonder what's going on. I want everybody to take a deep breath, okay? I understand what's going on and stuff like that in terms of severe threat. I cannot get to everybody's question right now. It's physically impossible at this point, okay? But the biggest thing I'm going to tell you guys throughout the overnight hours, if you're in that tornado watch, keep an eye out for severe weather throughout the overnight hours here. We're going to construct a map in terms of what's going to be happening and everything like that here. But give me 1 second. We'll take a look at this, and this is what we call the significant tornado parameter here. Now, let's take a look throughout the overnight hours here. Now, notice something. As we get later and later into the night, the tornado threat goes way, way down. Compared to where it is right now, which is obviously in southeastern Arkansas and out there in eastern Texas and over there, the tornado threat goes down throughout the overnight hours. It's still there, and we're still going to monitor it very closely, but the tornado threat does go down as we get towards the overnight hours here. So have a game plan ready to go. Timing right now will be from now to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's just broad-based. Everybody's timing across the board, mainly in southern Arkansas. Central and north Arkansas, I think you're good enough to go to sleep. I think you're good enough. I don't think you're going to have any problems up there. Round 1 really wiped out the atmosphere up here. So I'm not really too concerned about the tornado threat up here in northern Arkansas. So there's your first line of storms that's ongoing right now. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, but that moves away. And then we have some additional storms down there in southern Arkansas. So it's going to be a loud night. If any thunderstorm warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings get issued, I will be here. We'll keep you guys updated on all that. But right now, the best shot will be from Fort Smith to Little Rock to Memphis south. If you live in the metro, if you live in Memphis, you're in Northwest Arkansas, you're in North Arkansas, Northeast, go to sleep. You're good. I promise you. Watch out for the flooding threat, but get some sleep. Southern Arkansas, if you choose to go to sleep, that's fine. Make sure you have your weather radio on at this point. So I know a lot of people are kind of tuning in, trying to figure out what's going on and everything like that. You're in White County, get some sleep. Everybody in North Arkansas, in Central Arkansas, get some rest. Okay, Southern Arkansas, we're still going to monitor the situation very, very closely. The biggest thing is with the severe thunderstorm warnings right now are 60-mile-per-hour winds. No warnings, no tornado warnings are in effect at this time. Let me make that 100% clear. No tornado warnings are in effect. Severe thunderstorm warnings go for not just tornadoes. It goes for damaging winds as well. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We've gotten a lot of reports of trees down and stuff like that. Flash flooding is now becoming a concern as well. Flooding is now being reported in El Dorado. Several streets are flooded down there in southeast, down there in El Dorado. So just keep that in mind, guys. It's not just the tornado threat, it's the flooding threat now I'm very concerned about as well here. Okay, so let me go back over to this. Let me see if I can switch this over to our current radar. So this is our current radar at this point, going back to our radar, and this is what we've got. I said before, several severe thunderstorm warnings over here, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts are the main threats. The tornado warning right now has been canceled. This tornado warning is gone. So this is what we got. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings across the area, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Let's take a look at this real fast. This is mainly for 60-mile-per-hour winds. It's not for a tornado threat or anything like that. Mainly for 60-mile-per-hour winds. So the biggest thing you do in that situation is getting away from the windows. Okay, it's going to be a loud night. I'm just going to tell you this straight up right now. It's going to be a loud night. But you can get some sleep if you're north of this line. I'm going to draw this out. So if you guys that are wondering, you need to pay attention at this moment. Okay, let's see if I can tilt this. And let's draw it right here. Okay, so if you are north of this line, you need to just go ahead and get some sleep. You're going to be good to go. If you're south of the line, you can go to sleep. I'm not going to stop anybody from going to sleep because tomorrow's going to be a very active day in terms of going back to school and everything like that. But make sure you have that weather radio on here. So this is where your threat is going to be maximized down here in South Arkansas. But up here, a lot of shower thunderstorm activity, It sounds crazy. But no severe weather is ongoing up here in northern Arkansas or northeastern Arkansas. Severe weather is ongoing south of the line down here where you have your better instability. So for those that are asking in White County, Pulaski County, Faulkner County, Sebastian Crawford County, Northwest Arkansas, Northeast Arkansas, stuff like that, those that are asking for those, it's going to be a loud night, it's going to be a loud thunderstorm activity, there's going to be a flooding threat. But your severe threat has gradually, significantly decreased across North Arkansas. Southern Arkansas, Southwest, and Southeastern Arkansas, south of this line, Mena, Texarkana, Arkadelphia, El Dorado, over towards Monticello, over towards Lake Village. This is where your threat is going to be throughout the overnight hours. So I'm going to make that crystal clear. We're going to have a map out. No need to worry or anything like that. We're going to have a map out, all clear and stuff like that. But I want to stress, with the all clear, it does not mean that it's just going to be clear skies. It means that you're done with the severe threat, but you're going to be dealing with the showers and thunderstorms throughout much of the night and into the first part of your Tuesday morning at this current time here. So this is a live video at this point. That's the biggest thing, guys. I just want to stress that right now. I get it. Everybody's anxiety is way through the roof right now. I get it. I understand. You got enhanced risk for almost the entire state today. There's been a lot of severe reports, a lot of tornado reports, stuff like that. But I promise you guys, we got you covered here. You just got to be patient with us at this point, okay? So the biggest thing is, let me see real quick. Everybody is, yes, Cabot is above that line, guys. You can get some sleep at this point, at this current time here, okay? So this is what we've got at this point. Let me see here. I'm just going over everything right now. Phillips County, you're done. That tornado warning's been canceled in Phillips County, so you're good to go if you're in Phillips. There was a tornado warning in Phillips County. They allowed it to be canceled. So whoever's running the sirens in Phillips County, go ahead and turn them off. Tornado warning's gone. Tornado warning is gone for Phillips County, so you don't have to worry about that at all here. Okay, so that's the biggest thing. From Little Rock, North Arkansas, you're no longer in the watch. Okay, this is, I'm gonna draw. Let's take a look at the watch area real quick. Okay, there's the watch. So if you're south of that line, you're good. You're good to go. Excuse me. If you're north of the line, you're good to go. If you're south of the line, that's where you're going to have the severe threat, where the tornado watch is right now across southern Arkansas. But if you're north of that line, there's no tornado watch. Up there in northern Arkansas, central Arkansas, which does include us here in Little Rock, and does sound loud, but there's no tornado watch here in Little Rock at this point. There's no tornado threat here. If something changes with that, obviously we'll be here. But the biggest thing is in north and northwest Arkansas and central, you're good. Where you see that box, basically from south Arkansas up into northeastern Arkansas, that's where your threat's going to be throughout the overnight hours here. We're going to be here. We're going to keep you guys updated on that, okay? So you got to know where you are. You got to keep an eye on the situation, guys, okay? Like I said before, I get it. I get the anxiety. I get the stressing out and everything like that. I completely understand. But the biggest thing is you got to be ready to go for severe weather, especially in South Arkansas. Central and North, you're good, okay? So that's going to be the biggest thing, guys. That tornado warning's off the board. I'm going to break away from coverage. At this point, we're going to have radar updates all on the page, so make sure you're staying with the page as well. If you got to be up at midnight, check it with the page and stuff like that, do that. But we're going to be here. Right now, we've got several severe thunderstorm warnings in southeastern Arkansas. But at this point, we're going to go back over to our regular radar updates on the page. Those are going to be it. If a tornado warning comes out, I will be here, and we'll keep you guys updated right here in your source for all things Arkansas weather.